Hansel and Gretel, the clever escape. Once upon a time, deep in a forest filled with whispering trees and golden sunlight, lived a brother and sister named Hansel and Gretel. Hansel loved solving puzzles, and Gretel had the sharpest memory in the village. Together, they were an unstoppable team. One day, while exploring the forest, they came across a magical house unlike anything they had ever seen. It sparkled in the sunlight, covered in candies, cookies, and chocolate. The walls were made of gingerbread, the roof was lined with marshmallows, and gumdrops decorated the windows. "Let's take a closer look," Hansel said, his eyes wide with wonder. Gretel nodded, her curiosity piqued. As they stepped closer, a voice creaked out, "Well, well, who do we have here?" Out from the house came an old woman with a crooked smile. She wore a patchy dress and leaned on a cane made of peppermint. "Come in, my dears," she said sweetly. "You must be hungry after wandering in the forest." Hansel and Gretel exchanged a glance. Gretel whispered, "Be careful. This seems too good to be true." But their stomachs rumbled loudly and the smell of warm cookies was hard to resist. Once inside, the old woman fed them a feast of pies and cakes. But as soon as Hansel finished his last bite, snap! The woman's kind face twisted into a wicked grin. "I'm a witch," she cackled, "and now you'll never leave." Before they could react, the witch locked Hansel in a cage made of licorice and ordered Gretel to clean the house. "Fatten him up," the witch snarled. "When he's plump, I'll cook him for dinner." Gretel's heart raced, but she didn't panic. Instead, she whispered to Hansel, "We'll outsmart her. Just follow my lead." Days passed, and every morning the witch demanded Hansel stick out his finger so she could check if he was ready to cook. But Hansel, clever as always, held out a chicken bone he'd hidden. The witch grumbled. "Still too skinny." Meanwhile, Gretel secretly studied the witch's habits. She noticed the witch couldn't see well but had sharp ears. She also learned how to work the big, roaring oven. One evening, the witch lost her patience. "Enough waiting!" she screeched. "We'll cook him today." She dragged Gretel to the oven and barked, "Check if it's hot enough." Gretel pretended to be confused. "I don't know how. Can you show me?" The witch huffed, "Foolish girl, it's simple." She leaned over the oven, and in a flash, Gretel shoved her inside and slammed the door shut. The witch howled, but the oven roared, and soon it was silent. Gretel rushed to Hansel's cage and broke the licorice bars with her strong hands. "Let's go," she said. Together they searched the house and found a chest filled with gold coins and jewels. Carrying their treasure, Hansel and Gretel retraced their steps through the forest. When they reached home, their father greeted them with tears of joy. "I thought I'd lost you forever," he cried. The siblings shared their story and the treasure, ensuring their family would never be hungry again. From that day on, Hansel and Gretel became known not just for their bravery, but for their cleverness. They taught everyone in their village that no matter how scary the situation, a little teamwork and wit could save the day. And so they lived happily ever after. The end.